Chicago Cubs baseball is presented by Motorola. And coming up here tonight from Chase Field in Phoenix, it's the Cubs and the Diamondbacks as we open up a 3-game series with Kevin Gausman on the mound. And welcome into the broadcast booth. John Shambi and Jim Deshaies. Taylor McGregor will join us coming up. The Cubs able to salvage the finale yesterday in Seattle. And the guy that continues to be right in the middle of it, Pete Crow Armstrong. He hits and hits and hits.
Every day, right? It's been remarkable how consistent he has been for so long now. So we're not talking just quality, but quantity from PCA. The long ball has been in play here. Last 7 games, he's gone deep 6 times in that stretch. He's 10 out of 29. He's batted in 10, swiped a couple bags. So he continues to check all the boxes, taking his walks, making hard contact, doing damage, doing fun things on the bases, and helping the Cubs win a lot of ball games.
Yeah, the Cubs right now, the top wild card spot in the National League. These Diamondbacks right in the middle of things. As of now, it would be Cubs, Phillies, and Padres, but Arizona with a more than good opportunity as they try and track down the San Diego Padres for their 3rd playoff appearance under Torey Lovullo. All right, meanwhile, you talk about Merrill Kelly. This guy has been around a long time, and so far this year it's been disappointing.
Yeah, he's had a very productive career in a Diamondback uniform, but it's been very disappointing this year. 23 starts, a 5.37 ERA. His ERA in his home ballpark is up over 6, and over his last 4 starts, it's over 8. And you saw those numbers. The strikeout rate is way down. The walk rate is way up. Home runs are up, and none of that is good news for Merrill Kelly.
All right, are you ready after this commercial break to give the keys to the game?
Fired up.
Jim Deshaies will bring the keys to the game. Kevin Gausman is on the mound here tonight. More on the right hand. Back here in Arizona, Game 1, Cubs and Diamondbacks from Chase Field coming up. Time for our keys to the game. And they're brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Yeah, some things got to give. This left thumb cramp that caused Gausman to leave the ball game last time. Hopefully that's a thing of the past. Left is right. Merrill Kelly pitches for the Diamondbacks tonight. Left-handed hitters have been awfully tough. 532 slugging, 371 on base, 18 home runs for left-handed hitters against Merrill Kelly. And Gabby's not shabby. Gabby Moreno, one of the best one of the best catchers, period, in the game, putting up big numbers. Just came off a 15-game hitting streak. He's hit safely or reached safely in 63 of his last 65 ball games with a .331 batting average.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
Seriously. We'll have lineups at first pitch. Pete Crow.
I'm Liberty Bibberty. Great coverage, great savings.
Liberty, Liberty, Liberty.
Bibberty.
Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circus Sports. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Back here at Chase Field, we get ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series. They've turned the lights out. It's dramatic. And that can only mean one thing. We send it down to Taylor McGregor.
Yeah, and it's not about me, Boog, because as we know, all season long, the Cubs have been celebrating their 150th anniversary of when they became a franchise in the National League. And today on our pregame show, that's why the lights went out. It was dramatic because we unveiled the 150th anniversary team. It was voted on by fans with an assist from team historians, and here is a look at that group. It is a collection of 40 players and 3 managers who are the most accomplished and influential in franchise history. And then this Saturday, August 29th, the Cubs will host a celebration for that anniversary team at Wrigley Field with over 20 members in attendance. And who are 2 of those guys? Right there, Nico Horner and Ian Happ. There will also be a dedication of a new founder's clock on the corner of Addison and Clark. Throughout the game tonight, Boog, JD, we are going to be recognizing each of the 40 members and coaches by position. So drum roll, please. It's going to be a great night.
Very cool. So congrats, Nico and Ian, and more to come as we get ready for baseball here in the desert.
I thought you were going to say Mordecai. Congratulating Mordecai Brown.
Stay tuned.
I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
In case Mordecai's watching.
All right, we get ready. Hey, there's Ben Brown
Hey, good to see Ben Brown.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's Cade Horton. Justin Steele.
Love this.
Yeah. Look at all those guys.
Holy cow.
What's happening down there?
It's a packed house down there in the first base dugout. All right, let's check out the Cubs lineup for this game here tonight. And the Cubs leading the majors in runs per game, leading the majors in on-base percentage, and it'll go Pete Crow Armstrong atop the order, followed by Seiya Suzuki and Michael Busch. Bregman, Happ, and Horner the next three. And the bottom third of the order, Pedro Ramirez, Michael Conforto, and Carson Kelly. Speaking of Kelly, this group will go up against the right-hander named Kelly. Merrill Kelly is on the mound.
Yeah, Merrill, the veteran, now pitching in his 8th Major League season at the age of 37. His 5.37 ERA is second highest in MLB. His expected ERA is a good bit higher at 7.23. That's primarily due to the fact that the strikeouts are way down, the walks are up, and the home runs have been a problem as well. Lifetime 73 and 64 with a 3.95 ERA. He'll come at you with an array of offerings: fastball, both a four-seamer and a sinker, a changeup, a cutter, a slider, and a curve, and he'll use all those pitches at least 10% of the time.
We mentioned the Cubs lineup, and yesterday hanging 19 on the Mariners, and so now at 5.22 runs per game, they have the top offense in the majors. It starts with that guy up top, but all season long, JD, a lineup with a lot of length, depth to it, a lot of guys with the ability to get on base. They certainly slug. Right now, they're tied for third in the majors in total homers hit, third in slugging percentage. It's a really good offense. Yeah,
well, they had 10 home runs over the weekend in Seattle. They've hit more home runs in the month of August than any club.
And Merrill Kelly is what stands between the Cubs offense and another W here tonight. We play with the roof closed at Chase Field. It was cooking here in the Valley today.
Yeah, I think, well, right now it says it's 105 degrees. Outside, 75 degrees here inside Chase Field. There are highs predicted this week. I think I saw 119 one of these days. The heat is on here in the desert. Should be a fun series. Diamondbacks certainly in the hunt for a wild card spot. They've been good here in their home ballpark.
And PCA stands in. That .559 slugging percentage leads the National League. And he leads the league in OPS. Here's the first pitch of the game. And that one is too high. And it is ball one. We are underway.
Merrill Kelly over his last 4 starts, 0-3 with an 8.24 ERA.
And that is in there.
In those 4 starts, 19 innings and 15 walks.
Right-handers 1-1. Fly ball in the air, left field. Kepler is there. And PCA retired. Lefties have gotten them good this season. I mean, that slash line, you go up there and hit 283, 371, 532, and you're going to win the MVP and you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's over 900 OPS for all left-handers combined against Merrill Kelly.
So one down, base is empty, and it's Seiya Suzuki.
And it's not like he's dominated the right-handed hitters either.
Moreno trying to stick that, but no sale from plate umpire Lance Barrett. Seiya on base 5 times yesterday, 3 walks, couple of hits. And now it's 2-0.
Cubs had something like 29 base runners in the game yesterday. Ended up scoring 19 of them. Put up a 9 spot in the 8th inning.
And now 3-0. We touched at the outset on the idea that Merrill Kelly's strikeout rate has dropped. It's not just that. I mean, if you're not going to strike people out, that's one thing. But he's walking 10% of the guys he faces. Seiya on a 3-0, bounces to third. Arenado on the move, throws him out.
We've seen some swings from the Cubs on 3-0 counts here lately. But, you know, Kelly obviously is capable. He's had some nice years here for the Diamondbacks. He made his big league debut 2019 when he was 30 after a 4-year stint in Korea. It's been a huge drop off in that strikeout rate and a big jump in the walk rate. So, you know, when you see that, you think, well, it must be a big drop off in velo, but there hasn't been. He's never been an overpowering guy. See that fastball at 93, averages 92. Mark Grace just made a special delivery here in the booth.
Yes.
Cookies. Fresh baked.
Thanks, Gracie. Best chocolate chip cookies around.
Dinner.
The 2-0. And now 3-0. Oh, smell good. I know someone who already has some chocolate chip cookie FOMO. Not going to say her name. Here's a 3-0. And that's in for a strike.
Michael Busch feels like that ball was not a strike, but he decides not to use a challenge in this relatively low leverage situation.
And that is in there for a strike.
Umpire tendencies are brought to you by UI Health. Lance Barrett behind the plate tonight is known to be pitcher friendly. We just saw evidence of that. And his overturn rate of 58.5% is 4 percentage points higher than league average.
Busch fouls it away and Michael stays alive. So small sample, but he's had some success.
Hey, he's hit for the cycle.
Right-hander.
He's hit for the cycle against them both in his career. Not one game, but
swing and a miss and a strikeout. And Busch is gone. Merrill here at Chase Field as the Diamondbacks come up to hit. And let's check out the Arizona lineup. It's brought to you by Ford. Lars Nootbaar acquired at the deadline from the Cardinals. He's the DH. He'll lead it off. Then Corbin Carroll and Gabby Moreno. Geraldo Perdomo will hit cleanup. Then Kepler, Arenado, Tawa, our old buddy Ildemaro Vargas, and Ryan Waldschmidt. So Nootbaar in the top spot in the order. And he's the designated hitter. Kevin Gausman on the mound. The right-hander fires. And a fastball in there for a strike.
Good start at the knees, outside corner. Left Tuesday's game with that left thumb cramp. And things have not gone really well for Kevin in his 3 Cup starts. First one was really good.
Left field, long run, Hat towards the line. And he makes the catch. Nootbaar retired one away. Yeah, that left thumb cramp. This is what the thumb looked like when he came out of the game. This is a picture he took in front of his locker. He could not get it straightened out for a bit. He said it is something that has happened to him before. The weird part is, he said normally it happens around the 100 pitch mark or something along those lines. So much later into the game, but
yeah, it's baffling, right? How a pitch count could impact your non-throwing hand. Well, I guess it's just the amount of work you're doing and perspiring and all that.
Mentioned last time out how he's done such a great job making adjustments throughout his career. Former first-round pick out of LSU as Carroll fouls one away. Get that big bright red glove.
I just like the way he goes about it. He kind of has this "I'm getting after you" body language that he gives you out there.
That is in there. Good location with a heater at 95. That'll make Craig Counsell smile. A well-located fastball. score, just get going. Gosman has retired the first 2. And there's the strike. So Gosman coming out and peppering the zone.
Yeah, trying to establish that fastball early. Gets the jump on these hitters, then he can start to sprinkle in that splitter a little bit more, and that's where he'll get swing and miss. It's a good take there. That one just down below the knees.
Here comes a 1-1. And a challenge.
Little ball, the catcher challenge.
From Carson Kelly. Lance Barrett, our plate umpire. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Carson Kelly throughout the year has been very good at this.
Yeah, this is an aggressive challenge.
And it's a strike.
Yeah.
Ball is overturned. Chicago has 2 remaining.
So now the count is 1-2.
I'd say that's one you got to be sure, and he was sure.
That's the first splitter of the night on pitch 10. He had thrown all 4 seamers up until that point. He's a veteran of Colorado. Went to college at LSU. That's where he makes his offseason home in Louisiana. The 2-2. Fly ball center field. Pete Crow Armstrong shuffling in, makes the catch. And Gosman gets him in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks. End of 1, no score. Back here, Chase Field in Phoenix, as we bring you the top half of inning number 2. And Alex Bregman will step to the plate. Bregman, who has been in quite a zone of late, and finally feeling good at the plate. A lot of frustration for him in the early portion of the year, but the numbers climbing and climbing and climbing. Shortens to bunt, and there's a strike.
I don't know if he really intended to drop down a bunt there. He peaked before the pitch at Arenado, was playing very deep down there at third. Probably just decided to take one.
The 0-1. It's also messaging, right? It's also just, I mean, it can be, I might do this. It also could just be, hey, Nolan Arenado, how you doing?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of veteran third sackers, and he's probably wanted to look one over anyway. Said, oh, I'll just show bunt here.
Here comes the 0-2. And that is laced left field, but Kepler is there. And Bregman hit that right on the nose.
Yeah, boy, he's gotten a lot of really good swings here over the last 6 weeks. Trying to move that ball down and in on him. Gets the head on it, hits it hard, unfortunately, right at the left fielder Kepler.
So 1 away. And here comes Ian Happ. Happ with the big grand slam yesterday. One of 2 grand slams the Cubs hit in that game.
Came after back-to-back walks. And then Ian got a breaking ball down and in a little bit. Everybody's leaning. Everybody's hoping it's going to bend one way or the other.
Sliced into left field. That's a base hit. And Happ with a 1-out knock. First hit of the game for either team.
And then later on in the game, Pedro Ramirez also hit a grand slam. His was off a position player, but it still counts. And so in Cubs history, it's only happened on 4 occasions, multiple grand slams in a game. Yesterday, September 5th, Matt Duffy and Frank Schwindel. That was fun. I was at the game in '87. I was an Astro then when Bam Bam and Zonk did it. And of course, Malachi Kittredge and Tom Burns way back in 1890. Allegheny City, that was the Pirates before they became the Pittsburgh Pirates.
JD, somebody's arrived with
oh my goodness, tacos to go with our cookies. This is amazing.
This is incredible.
Good thing I skipped dinner tonight. I feel like I'm doing a cooking show, not a ball game. got pretty good feet. Happ's not a real base stealer, but he thought it was worth a shot to kind of keep him close.
Ian's over there saying, "Leave me alone."
Yeah.
The one to Nico. Foul back.
Gabby Moreno behind the plate has got a very strong arm.
One of the best catchers in the game, and he's been their top player this year. He leads the Diamondbacks in wins above replacement. That one almost getting away from Tawa.
So all of a sudden, Ian Happ becomes a more dangerous base runner now after 2 disengagements. Maybe he will think about stealing a bag. Quick little pivot there from Merrill Kelly. Let's see if Happ gets a bigger lead here.
Warner in an 0-2 hole, 1 out, man at first. Mentioned Moreno, looking in context of catchers around the majors, only Dylan Dingler higher wins above replacement. So who's played the best at the catching spot? That's at least a look at the list. 0-2. High fly ball, and that's out into left field. Kepler. And Max has been busy. His third put out, and there's 2 away.
Just circling back to Moreno, I think he's a very good offensive player, but he does everything well behind the plate too. Framing, blocking, throwing, a complete package.
Yeah, I mean, he just continues. They hired J.R. House to help him with some of the game planning. Spent the offseason taking English classes over Zoom so he could lead those game planning meetings. Check swing, and he went. His third base umpire, Mike Estabrook.
Big long stride. Yeah, that's probably enough.
Bounced fair down the line, and this one heading towards the right field corner. Over there to dig it out is Carroll. Here's Happ around third. Ian Happ coming in to score. Ramirez ends up at third, and it's an RBI triple, and the Cubs are on the board first. It is 1-0. Just well placed inside the bag and then into the right field corner.
Well, Alex Bregman started this inning by lining out to left field. Happ solid single the other way, and now Ramirez triple down the first base line. This ballpark got some funky angles to it, big dimensions, and it will yield a fair number of doubles and triples. Triples, by the way, are brought to you by Invesco QQQ, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Speaking of Q, Quentin Berry waving home Ian Happ.
See what you did there. Ramirez had a great day yesterday. 3 hits, 5 runs batted in, and he gives the Cubs the lead. 1-0 to Conforto. And you can hear the Cub fans taking over and making noise, shouting, "Let's go Cubbies."
There's a big contingent of Cub fans in Seattle. There's always a bunch of Cub fans here in Phoenix.
By the way, that was the 45th triple in this park this year. Second only to Coors Field, 48.
I mean, anytime you have Corbin Carroll on your club, you're going to end up with a bunch of triples. But yeah, but it's, you know, the dimensions of this ballpark lend itself. Deep down the line, you see some funky angles there. Ball's going to kick around a little bit.
Yeah, this park has the third most square footage in play.
It's very similar to Coors Field, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's at altitude, second highest ballpark in the country. It's not as severe as Denver in terms of the air, but tough place to pitch.
3-2 pitch. And Conforto will take his base. So now runners at first and third, and here comes Carson Kelly. Kelly, a longtime connection with the guy on the mound, Merrill Kelly. Those two teammates from 19 through 23, good friends. And for Merrill Kelly, it's the guy that has caught him more than anyone.
Carson's been back there for 60 of Merrill Kelly's career starts.
That one inside. I asked Carson if he was going to wink at him. He said, "Nah, man, I'm 1 for 8 against him. We're going to get a hit off."
Kelly.
There. It's phase 3. Joe, Michael, now Merrill, and now Gabby Moreno.
Well, you know, I have this theory that I put out there from time to time.
Tell me.
That when the catchers face a guy that they used to catch, they have an advantage. They've seen his stuff.
Yeah.
They know it comes out of his hand. They know the way they think, all that stuff.
That's right. I forgot about that.
No evidence to back up my theory, but
yeah, I
keep wanting to commission a study, but nobody steps up to be willing to do it.
To commission the study?
Yeah.
A 1-0. And that's in there for a strike, and a challenge from Carson Kelly, who's good behind the plate, and he's also good at the plate. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Can't stop Carson Kelly.
He's a challenging fool.
Yeah, he is.
Now we'll see what kind of a challenge he gets from Kelly here on 2-0.
Ramirez at third. And Conforto at first. 2 down.
Yeah.
And that one misses.
Had a little change up there, and it was a pretty easy take for Carson. Ball out of hand. We saw Suzuki swing 3-0. We've seen some Cub hitters here in recent weeks a little more aggressive on 3-0 counts. I'm guessing this is a take all the way. Got PCA on deck.
The 3-0. And that one misses, and now they're all loaded up. And here comes Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete might be among the league leaders, and among the many things he leads the league in, it might be among the league leaders in mound visits induced. Big moment in this game already. Cubs up 1-0. Bases juice for PCA.
All right, let's check out our fresh stats brought to you by Old Spice. And how about Pete Crow Armstrong doing a little bit of everything? You like the swing of the bat, weighted runs created plus. He's second in the majors, only Yordan Alvarez better. Base running runs, he's tied for 5th. And then fielding run value, he leads the majors. It's pretty impressive when you look at the impact that he has had, not just at the plate, but on the bases and in the field.
One of the best single seasons in Cubs history, right? When you boil it all down.
Yep.
Here's a weighted runs created plus. Measures a hitter's overall offensive value compared to league average, taking all of a hitter's contributions at the plate and putting a scale where average is 100. So a lot of the folks might have been wondering what WRC plus is, and there you go.
Kelly delivers. And a pop-up foul.
That's how he started him his first at bat with that elevated fastball. So clearly this is the game plan. I mean, they're not going to live up there, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them attack that zone.
Pete 0 for 1. No place to put him. There are 2 outs though. Kelly a 1-1 on the way.
Oof, that was the one. Kelly found a little extra. That one at 94 miles per hour. Just got a good chunk of home plate. Pete had a good whack at it.
So it's Ramirez at third, Conforto at second, Kelly at first. The Cubs have struck first and lead it 1-0. PCA at the plate looking for more. Kelly deals. 95 that time, yeah.
For the season, he's averaging right around 92. The urgency of the moment, and Kelly's been able to find a little juice on that heater. See if he goes soft down and away here.
The 1-2. Drilled center field. Waldschmidt going back near the wall and makes the catch. And PCA retired, and the Cubs leave them loaded. They do push across the run, and here in the desert, it's 1-0. Cubs on top of the D-backs.
Cubs lead by 1 as we go to the bottom of the second, and moments ago the crowd was on their feet. This is an excellent shot by our director, Mike Fox. You could see everyone thought, is it gone? Not so fast. Of course, that play was caught in center field, which is where we see PCA Manning right now, the best center fielder in the game. I was talking about his pregame routine every ballpark, and he said to the ones that you only go to every so often, the first day of the series, he will go out there and shag fly balls and do some pregame work. And so I was asking him about this ballpark in particular, and he said, one of the things I always have to remind myself is how much space there is out there. And then the uniqueness about this park, Boog JD, are the overhangs in center field. So there's this porch that hangs a little bit over center field. You can see on your screen there, so it says 407 to dead center, and then to the left and to the right of that, just learning how to play that. He said he actually sits a little bit in front of it to be able to get some reflections, but it's something that he's had to learn over time, and that's one of the cool things about our sport, right? Every park's different, and so every field plays different, and the guys kind of have to remind themselves how to do it.
Yeah, I think it's wild if you think it's 407 to straightaway center, and then it actually bows out to his left and his right. That's right through there, and a strike and a challenge from Perdomo. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and I think that's going to be a strike.
Yeah, Perdomo knows the zone pretty well, but this is very strike-ish. I mean, that's all ball in the zone. Perdomo, one of just a handful of players in the league that has walked more than he has struck out.
And that is in there. See you later. Gausman off to a fast start.
Well, I think he's got these guys fooled. I think they're up there thinking about that splitter, and he keeps throwing fastballs. And they haven't been able to pull the trigger. This is a real nice adjustment by Kevin, kind of changing the scouting report a little bit, or pitching against the report. You know, his first start, the Royals never made an adjustment. They just kept flailing away at that splitter, so he didn't really have to do anything differently.
Kepler reaches out, pokes it in the air to right. Suzuki pulls it down, and there's 2 away.
His start in Washington against the Nationals, I thought the Nationals did a great job adjusting, and they laid off that split finger pitch, forced him into the zone a little bit more. Were able to make a good bit of solid contact against them, put up some pretty good numbers against them. But the Nationals are a really good offensive team. This Diamondback group, kind of middle of the packish in most offensive categories.
Yeah, the one thing they do is they don't strike out. They're also not a high swing rate team. So 11th in the majors in runs per game, tied for 12th in on base, and one in the dirt and bounces away, and Arenado will retrieve it.
Arenado putting together a pretty solid season here in the desert. Who appeared to be on the downside of his career. He's hit 21 home runs.
Played solid defense. 35 years old. He's going to the Hall of Fame, right?
I think so.
10 Gold Gloves, 8 All-Star appearances. And that one is a strike. And Arenado, I think, a little frustrated with that call. And understandably so. That missed by a bunch. That's towards third. Bregman handles and steadies. And 1, 2, 3 go the D-backs. Gausman looking sharp. Seiya Suzuki up to hit when we return. I bet 365 where winning is everything. Seiya Suzuki will come up to hit. Cubs lead 1-0. Suzuki, Bush, and Bregman. And a pitch in for a strike. Seiya grounded to third. The green light on a 3-0 pitch. And tapped to Arenado. Arenado his first time. The one misses.
Kelly has to feel like he got away with something last inning to walk 2 in a row in advance of PCA. Walked the 8-hole hitter, the 9-hole hitter, and then he had to deal with Pete. It's a dangerous way to live.
And that one bends down and away.
Get it ready, Seiya. Make a big noise.
A little behind that
time. Got a 3-1 heater there. You know, he sees so much spin in hitters' counts. He may have been fooled a little bit. Good action moving in on him, too.
And that one is in there, and Suzuki is gone on strikes. Let's send it downstairs and check in with Taylor.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It is time for our Prevagen memorable moment. This day, actually, it's not this day. We're going back to April 15th, 2024, but it was here at Chase Field. 2 very memorable moments. That was Michael Busch in the 2nd inning, his 5th home run in as many games, tying a franchise record. It came off Merrill Kelly. And then you see right there in the 9th, Nico Horner scored from 2nd on a wild pitch. That would tie the game at 2 apiece, and the Cubbies would go on to win 3-2 in the 11th. The only thing better than that would be sharing chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
Come on up. We got a bunch of them.
Or at least just wander over underneath the booth. We'll toss them down.
Well, I was going to say you could
frisbee them down.
Or maybe like a drone, because isn't that happening now where they're going to be drone deliveries?
Good point.
Yep. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. I love the Nico Horner airplane
dash.
And the airplane. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Busch gone on strikes for the 2nd time.
I think that's his changeup.
Yeah, he throws his changeup very hard. Hitter grew up all over the place, but for all intents and purposes is from out here, from Scottsdale. Played his college ball at Arizona State. And Kelly delivers a strike. I think he's the perfect example of a phrase that is not said enough, and that is he's a crafty right-hander. They always say crafty left-hander.
Yeah.
I think he's crafty.
We have certain, just the ways we describe players. And righties are rarely crafty.
I feel like I'm crafty. I'm a righty.
Second baseman, little second baseman, Pepper Potts, and spunky.
The 2-1. And a challenge.
Ball to catch a challenge.
He's not right. They're done. I think he's going to be right. I think he caught the top of the zone.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
A lot of challenges here in the early going.
Holy Toledo.
And it's Barrett's like, come on, fellas, give me a break. Come on, Luli.
That was his childhood nickname, Gabby Moreno. That's the third. Scooped up effortlessly by Arenado. Bregman is gone, and the Cubs go 1-2-3. Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Motorola. And here in Phoenix, we go to the bottom of the third. And the Cubs leading it 1-0. Kevin Gausman's looked good thus far, as Tim Tawa fouls one off. Bottom third of the order, Tawa, then Vargas, then Waldschmidt. Cubs got their run in an RBI triple by Pedro Ramirez. Here's the 0-1. Line drive and a base hit into left field.
So about 90% of the time with Gausman out there, you're going to see fastball split, occasionally a slider, and I think that's what this is. He's lucky he didn't end up in the seats.
Yeah.
Let her high to a guy who's got big time power. He had 31 home runs in the minor leagues a couple of years ago, did Tawa.
First one to Vargas, in for a strike.
Well, you're seeing that same reaction for so many of these Diamondback hitters, kind of slumping shoulders, like that's not a strike, and that one actually did catch the corner. Clearly frustrated with Lance Baird here tonight.
Vargas has put up good numbers this season. Popped up, foul ground. Bregman over to give it a look, and that lands on the dugout and bounces out of play.
Well, at the start of the year, right, he went off.
Yeah,
it's like he was kind of a story, like this guy's going to be the MVP of the National League the way he's going.
Man at first, nobody out. There's Gausman now. And that one pulled in the air, foul down the right side. I love watching Kevin Gausman out of the stretch. He gets the baseball back and he goes through this whole funky routine. Pop foul, Vargas.
Yeah, he'd be a fun one for the kids to imitate, right?
Yeah. So he catches the ball. Now he's going to flip it.
Yep.
And he tugs on his cap, taps his foot, does that stretch. He does that every time. So like if Vargas had a timeout and step out, he would do exactly what he just did all over again. And that is in there. Got him looking. Good fastball. 95 with that one, JD.
Yeah, third strikeout, all looking for Gausman here tonight. Right now, the Diamondback hitters are like, this is not the guy we expected to see throwing all these fastballs. Knees cheese.
Tawa over there at first. And now Waldschmidt. This guy was their first round pick a couple years ago out of Kentucky.
Just 23 years old. First crack at the big leagues.
Tawa dancing at first, and that one fouled back.
I thought he was going. He had a huge secondary. tried to get the jump on Gausman, and Kevin held the ball just a little bit longer and upset his timing. Kind of deadens his legs a little bit. Comes back, has a conference with Dave McKay, the first base coach, who's been at it for 42 years as a coach in the big leagues.
Tapped foul and back of the plate. Yeah, McKay does such a good job with base running and outfield.
Probably said the words "get back" more than any other human in the history of mankind. Or one out. Make sure the line drive gets through. Don't get doubled off.
They got him picked off.
Get picked off.
Ramirez, and now Gausman will put the tag on Tawa.
Cubs, among the many good things they do defensively, it's this. They lead the major leagues in pitcher pickoffs. In a perfect world, you'd avoid getting your pitcher involved in this play, but you know, Gausman's an athlete. He can handle it.
1-2 now. 2 outs, bases empty. And a swing and a miss struck him out. And Gausman has faced the minimum through 3, including 4 strikeouts. Top of the 4th, back here at Chase Field. The roof is closed. It's like 105 outside. And the first offering in for a strike to Ian Happ. It's 102 right now.
It's hotter than a Times Square Rolex.
Merrill Kelly, the 0-1. On a bounce, and it's flagged down over there by Vargas. All right, so this weekend the Cubs will celebrate the organization's 150th anniversary as a National League franchise. And you tune into Marquee starting at noon this Saturday, the exclusive to the reveal of the anniversary team starting pitchers. And how about this? Fergie Jenkins, Jake Arrieta, Kyle's on there, Greg Maddux. You saw the Three-Finger Browns on there,
Three-Finger
right?
Brown, yeah, very excited to see Three-Finger on there.
Yeah.
The Red Baron and Kerry Wood.
Yeah, Suddy needed to be on
Mad
there.
Dog. Yeah, you know, there's obviously other guys who had great careers in the Cub uniform, but that's a pretty solid group right there, Boog.
How come no Rick Russell?
Big Daddy, yeah, I was going to say Rick Russell. If you're looking for somebody else to throw on there, you know, maybe if one of those guys pitches on Sunday and can't start the All-Star game, Big Daddy will get added.
Nico Horner on the ground, foul. Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, we've pointed out all the reasons why the Cubs should be able to do some damage against Merrill Kelly just based on his numbers. But watching him pitch here tonight, it looks to me like his stuff is maybe as good as it's been all year. We've seen that fastball up to 95 miles an hour.
Check swing. He went too far. Nico knew it. And that's strikeout number 4.
Maybe he hit his stride. He got out of that jam in the second inning, allowed just the 1, and he settled in. And looks like he's intent on getting a little pain in the backside for the Cub hitters here tonight.
He was part of that Diamondback team that won the pennant and lost to the Rangers in the World Series in 2023. And he and Zach Gallen, they were the 1-2 punch for the National League champs. Remember, they were down in the NLCS to the favored Phillies. That series went back to Philadelphia for games 6 and 7 with the Phillies leading 3-2. And the Diamondbacks went back to Citizens Bank Park and won both. That's in for a strike.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you get into a short series, right, and all bets are off.
Here comes the 2-1.
So, you know, the narrative throughout baseball all summer long has been, you know, the Dodgers are the overwhelming favorites to win the World Series. I get that, but
yeah. Fly ball out towards left center field. That's pretty well struck, but back there to make the catch is Waldschmidt. And 1-2-3 go the Cubs. Bottom half of the fourth inning, and Lars Nootbaar will come up to hit. Kevin Gausman has faced the minimum. And a pitch in for a strike.
The action of that one, huh?
Was that a split or a change?
I'm pretty sure it was a split, but it looked like a wiffle ball.
On the ground, backhanded nicely by Bush. Gausman gets over and beats Nootbaar. Nootbaar, he tried to say. Nootsbar. Newts. All right, let's check out the relievers. And, of course, the great Lee Smith and Bruce Sutter. Our buddy Ryan Dempster, Pedro Strop, and then the late, great Rod Beck. How many years did he play for the Cubs?
Rod was only a Cub for parts of 2 seasons, but in 1998, he racked up 51 saves.
Wow.
So that's probably why Shooter's on that list.
There's Corbin Carroll.
I want Demp on my team. He can start. He can relieve.
Absolutely.
He can keep things loose in the clubhouse. Organize a pickup hockey game in the offseason for you.
Gausman ready, a 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Carroll's had an up and down season by his standards, but he's been swinging a hot bat here lately. Pretty much leads the league in triples every year.
He's got an 841 OPS. Walk rate's at 12%. Slugs around 500 every year.
Very similar to PCA.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kind of the same skill set.
Obviously not the defender that Pete is, but
a good defender.
Yes.
A plus defender.
And that is ball 4, and Gausman issues his first walk of the game.
Hey, join us on Thursday, September 3rd for Hello Kitty Night. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a limited edition Hello Kitty Cubs plushie. Don't miss out on this offer. Jim Cott, they called him Kitty.
That's right.
The great Jim Cott.
So when he would walk into the clubhouse, they would say, "Hello,
Hello,
Kitty."
Kitty. Or if you walked into the saloon in Dodge City on Gunsmoke, Kitty ran that place.
Ball to strike to Moreno with Gausman going through his routine out there.
I wish I could come back as a pitcher, because I'd do the ball flip thing. I wouldn't do the rest of it. I might do the leg. His leg action here is cool too. Watch. A little pump he does.
So he does something else. Watch. So he gets the ball back, and then he does this tap with both feet. So that right there, you see what he does? He actually showed me when I was talking to him. So he's got a you know, the toe guard on the right toe, which is standard. And a swing and a miss right there. But he jokingly was saying he might need one on his left toe because he does that every single time his left toenail falls off in the offseason every year.
Yeah. Yeah, I can relate to that.
Ouch. But not the push-off toe.
No, the push-off toe is protected, but yeah, but the kicking the left foot is. I feel like he just moved over on the rubber a little bit, a little to the third base side, but it could be me. Carroll has swept 18 bases in 21 tries. He's one of the faster guys in the league.
One out. Cubs lead 1-0 with a man at first for Arizona. Gausman ready. The 2-2 popped up, and Michael Busch drifting back near the line and makes the catch in fair territory.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented by Fast Play from the Illinois Lottery. Download the Illinois Lottery app to play today. There was a big dust storm here in the Phoenix area last night, causing the Cubs plane to get diverted. We went over and hung out on the ground in Vegas for a while. Got in a good bit later than we expected to.
There goes a runner. Pitches a strike, throw to second, and safe is Corbin Carroll.
He had a huge jump. Carson had pretty much no shot at him.
Carroll with 20 steals now, and it's Perdomo at the plate. And a ball and a strike. The shortstop. This guy's super patient. He's got the 4th lowest swing rate in the majors. So now 2-1. Gausman tugs on that cap, does the stretch, toes the rubber, and listens in. Runner takes off for third, throw there, tag, safe. No tag. I guess he missed him.
You talk about aggressive base running. 2 outs, a steal, a third, with a left-handed hitter in the box. They will not challenge. This is a low percentage play. Oh, it almost looked like he got him on the head on the way by, didn't it? Nope, he didn't.
On the ground, Busch has it over to Gausman, and that's the inning as Carroll is left stranded. Cubs with a 1-0 lead as we head to the 5th.
Cubs lead by 1 as we go to the top of the 5th with Michael Conforto stepping into the batter's box, who's been a huge addition to this Cubs offense this season, not only when he's gotten spot starts, but also when he's come off the bench. We've documented his success off the bench, and he jokingly said part of that is the knob of his bat. I want to show you what he has there. It's this sticker, and it has his 2 sons' names, Camden and Coulter. Camden about 2 years and 8 months old, and Coulter about 8 months old, and then his number.
That's ripped down into right center field. That's going to roll. Conforto around first, and Michael into second, and he's got a double. Camden and Coulter's dad with the two-bagger.
The best kind of two-bagger, a leadoff two-bagger, and this double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. He smokes that ball into the gap in right center. Carroll with that blazing speed, not able to cut it off, and Michael eases on into second base.
If it were me, I would say, Dad, why didn't you use the giraffe bat? Why no giraffe bat?
To which I would say, son, that's only Players Weekend.
Fair enough. On the ground, Carson Kelly rolls that at Perdomo. And Carson retired.
To quickly follow on that story, so I was asking about those stickers, and I was like, oh, that's nice of you to come up with that. And he was like, actually, it was from a Mets fan. So there's this fan of the Mets who he's gotten to know during his time in Major League Baseball, of course, obviously going back to his time in Queens, and he was the one who created these stickers. And then even as Michael has gone on to other organizations, every year at spring training, this fan will send him a sheet of all the stickers so he can put them on his new bats throughout the year. And I just thought that was really sweet. Even added Coulter this year, who was new this year at the beginning of spring training, 8 months old. So I thought that was cool. And
very much so.
Yeah.
He wore 30 with the Mets. So the fan, no hard feelings. He moves on. He makes him number 20 decals, and there you go.
Dad power, right? Well, Taylor had the story on Friday about how he took the off day in Seattle to go to his grandmother's house, and she hooked him up with some meatballs. And I asked him about that today, because he went deep yesterday. He said, yeah, it took a couple days for it to kick in. The magic meatballs.
Swing and a miss, and Pete reaching at a 1-1 offering.
We've talked about it a lot, how one of the big differences in Pete is just the plate discipline, the swing decisions. This is a time where a lot of the guys get a little anxious. RBI opportunity.
On the ground to the right side. And PCA retired on to play Conforto to third. So 2 down and a man to third for Seiya Suzuki. What were you saying earlier? You said if you could come back, you'd come back as a pitcher. You were a pitcher.
No, but I would do the Gausman moves. I would put that in my repertoire.
Okay.
The ball flip.
Yeah, I get it. It's cool looking. That one inside to Seiya. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. Swing and a high fly ball left field towards the corner. Well struck, and that one is off the top of the wall. In to score is Conforto, and Suzuki into second. It's an RBI double. It just missed getting out.
Sure did. Even better than leadoff doubles are RBI doubles, and Seiya trades places with Conforto. Breaking ball backs up on Kelly, and Seiya leans on it, and boy, oh so close to flying out of here. Kepler just couldn't quite get there in time to make a diving or leaping attempt at this one.
It hit the yellow, then it hit Kepler. And a run in makes it 2-0. Cubs yesterday with 17 hits, but no doubles. 2 doubles here tonight. Both coming here in the 5th.
I think in the hitters meeting today, Dustin Kelly told the boys, hey, we need more doubles.
Well, it's something Craig Counsell talked to us about. Just the idea of working a little harder on doubles.
Make mine a double, Lloyd.
Hair of the dog that bit me, Lloyd. Hair of the dog that bit me. Swing and a miss. Craig Counsell very detail oriented. He'll tell the guys, practice our doubles. Happy haircuts for both Craig Counsell and Ryan Flaherty in the last week or so.
Well, you go around the big leagues now, and not just on the home side. A lot of visiting clubhouses will have a barber come in.
Yeah.
To be a sign the barber is in today.
3-1 now. And the pitch. And that is in there for a strike, and it's 3-2.
Bushy looking for a little redemption. He's punched out both times he's been up there this evening.
Kelly rubbing up the baseball. Merrill Kelly.
Well, there's some chirping going on. The Diamondback dugout.
Well, they're barking at Quentin Berry. I don't know what Jeff Bannister is beefing about. And now Ryan Flaherty is barking back the other way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what's going on here. If they thought Seiya was giving Bushy some signs. He said, "You fix it, not our problem." Basically saying, if Merrill Kelly's tipping pitches, that's not on us.
Yeah, that's right. Down and in, and it's ball 4.
Here's what I want to know.
Yes.
While all that was going on, pitch clock should have been ticking down. Was there a disengagement? Was there a timeout called by the umpire? Because it seemed like there was. It took a while for all that barking to go on.
Well, I was paying attention to everybody.
I know.
Yelling at everybody. There hasn't been anybody up. Torey Lovello.
Well, I think he probably just wants to calm things down a little bit. A little bit of screaming and yelling. Let's just, you pitch, take care of your stuff. So what is rampant in the game today, and it's not illegal. Is base runners out at second base. If they see the pitcher's grip in the glove, they can tip off the hitter.
Yep.
Whether
and they can tip location.
Yeah. So catchers are taught to move later. Pitchers are schooled in trying to hide their grip. There may be something more going on than that, because it's a fairly common practice, and the way everybody's reacting here,
yes,
it seems like there's something more to it.
People are angry.
It's the dog days.
Torey Lovello in his 10th year as the Diamondbacks manager. Of course, they've been in the middle of it with the Ketel Marte thing. And Bregman takes a strike. Good fastball at 94. Alex at the plate. He is lined out and he is grounded out. Been red hot last 26 with an OPS about 1100.
Back in the old days,
yes,
if they thought the runner at second base was tipping pitches to the hitter, you would set up for a breaking ball away, call a breaking ball away, but you already have communicated, and then you throw a fastball up and in, and maybe flip the hitter onto his back.
Swing and a miss.
And a lot of times that was enough to cut out the sign stealing.
Suzuki at second. Bush is at first. Cubs with a 2-zip lead. Kelly.
Bregman's 0 for 2 tonight, but he's put a couple good swings on it.
Yeah, the out on the ground was hard as well. 2-2. Popped up, foul back in our general direction. Two. Popped up. And into foul ground. The catch is made by Tawa. Bregman retired. The Cubs leave a couple, but they do score and add on to make it 2-0. Welcome back as we go to the bottom of the fifth. And Kevin Gausman will get to work against Max Kepler. ABS powered by T-Mobile was called to strike, and it's a ball.
Call is overturned.
I can hear a little sadness in Lance Barrett's voice behind home plate.
Looks like he's defeated. That's in for a strike. I think that was low. Max Kepler, who was signed by the Diamondbacks June 7th after the 80-game PED suspension. Spent last year with the Phillies. We documented his story. Born in Germany.
His parents were ballerinas, right?
Yeah. The 3-1. Right through there for a strike.
Just 58 pitches for Gausman.
Yeah, super efficient.
Yeah.
3-2 now. On the ground, Ramirez gobbles it up and tossed to first. All right, what about the catchers on the 150th anniversary Cubs team? Randy Hundley, Jody Davis, Gabby Hartnett.
Gabby Hartnett, the Hall of Famer. Managed the Cubs at one point, too.
Are you okay with that grouping?
Yeah.
Who's Arenado now?
Yeah, Randy Hundley, the Rebel, you know, you talk about an Iron Man back before they had lights at Wrigley. So all-day games. In 1968, Randy Hundley made 156 starts behind the plate.
That's insane.
Appeared in 160 games as catcher.
Catcher challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. That's a strike. And it made Lance Barrett sad again. 0-2. Popped foul and out of play.
And a little late action in on the hands of Arenado. Randy Hundley, the Rebel, if you shook his hand, even to this day, it's like a vice grip. He was kind of the inventor of the hinge glove, right? The one-handed catching. I think that was Randy. I think that was his deal. I don't know if he invented it, but popularized it. Am I making that up?
Popped up left side. Bregman, foul ground. He's got it. And Arenado retired. Yeah, I don't. You're saying he invented the hinge glove?
Well, the one-handed style of catching.
Okay.
Let me see here. I pulled it up on Baseball Reference. Hundley managed to introduce the hinge catcher's glove to the major league.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Had been used in the Negro Leagues and in Japan, but not in the major leagues. There's speculation he may have been introduced to the model by Japanese import Masanori Murakami. He's a teammate with out in San Francisco.
That's in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. His son Todd had a pretty good big league career. A lot of power. 0-2. And a liner and a right. Suzuki racing in, and he makes the catch. Good jump from Seiya. 1-2-3. Go the Diamondbacks. Is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen, made for the brain. And by Wintrust, different approach, better results.
Those are some great shots. Back in August of 2019, the Cubs played in their first Little League Classic, taking on the Pirates. Home runs from Rizzo, Hayward, and Castellanos helped propel the Cubs to a 7-1 win. And we bring all this up because yesterday Major League Baseball announced that the Cubs will play their second Little League Classic, and it'll be against the Toronto Blue Jays next August 19th at 7 p.m. So that's going to be cool. Michael Conforto, one of the guys on this roster who played there as a Little Leaguer, and when we were asking Craig Counsell about it earlier, I thought what he said was really cool. He was like, basically every single one of us tried to play there at some point in our life, didn't get there, and this is an opportunity to go back all these years later. So he said you watch those games and it's hard to not see that everybody is having fun, and they look forward to it.
Happ retired 3-1, and there's one out. JD, you ever been to Williamsport for the Little League World Series?
No, sir, I have not. Not been there for that.
Yeah, it's
when my team didn't make it there when I was 12, I vowed never.
You shut it down.
Yeah, if I can't make it as a player, I'll never go. We got eliminated. A team from Lake Delta, I think it was. Lee Center, something like that.
When I was 12, we won a game and then lost to a team from the Bronx. And that was it. The dream was over.
Yeah. We had a good run. We won our district.
Did you?
And then the next, and then.
Yeah, that's a lot deeper than the folks from Roosevelt Island got.
Got beat 2-1.
Were you pitching?
Yep. Unearned run. No, it might have been 1-0 as a matter of fact. Ground ball eluded our first baseman. It was kind of like a Bill Buckner moment.
Oh gosh. Here's a 1-1. And Horner takes down and away. Well,
not that I'm bitter or anything.
No. You've had a little bit of that vibe today.
It's a late night.
Holy cow.
Punchy here today.
I am not used to that out of you. Grumpopotamus.
Hey, you know, it's go time, man. There's 30 games left in the season.
Oh, I know.
Time to ratchet up the intensity. Saw the coaches yelling at each other from both dugouts.
Rawr. 2-2. Yeah, Williamsport's a pretty special place. It's kind of like a Disneyland for baseball type vibe to it. Horner to center field. Waldschmidt. JD, what about Big Ten volleyball?
This will be fun, yeah. For the first time ever, Big Ten volleyball comes to Wrigley Field, catch Nebraska, Missouri, Penn State, and Kentucky in a doubleheader under the lights Sunday, September 6th at 6 p.m. Tickets are available now at Cubs.com/Big Ten volleyball.
So JD, the kid you played Little League with, the ball went the botched play at first.
Yep.
Where's he these days?
No. Perry Martin was his name.
You just blew up Perry Martin on television. Line drive, base hit into right field. Little roller up along first.
Here comes Torey Lovullo. That looks like it'll be the end of the night for Merrill Kelly. And Pedro Ramirez ends his night with this solid single. He's the one that Pedro has a tripled in a run back in the second, so he's got 2 knocks here tonight.
Behind the bag, it gets through Martin.
That was a bad hop, Perry. Nobody could be expected to make that play. Cubs game from the Yeti Yard is starting at just 4 tickets. Your group will enjoy reserved seating, snacks, and a ballpark meal, and a private Yeti beverage cooler stocked for the game. Learn more at Cubs.com/premier.
Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. And Taylor Clark.
See, he's a ground ball guy. Very low strikeout rate, but a high ground ball rate for the right-hander. 58 1/3 innings and a 2.31 ERA. It is a crowded bullpen for the Diamondbacks tonight. They got 10 guys out there.
High drive, right field, forget it. Way out of here. Michael Conforto unloads. A 2-run blast, and it is 4-zip.
He was spot on. Took a couple of days for those meatballs to kick in. Long ball yesterday, walk, double, long home run here tonight. Wow. That ball was smothered in sauce. This home run replay brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs.
No doubt.
Cub fans got their hands on it out there.
431 feet. And Conforto with number 12. Now the Cubs leading the big leagues in homers this month. The Cubs have 41.
Yep.
The White Sox have 32.
Yep.
And I just said on the air, the Cubs lead the majors in homers this month. High fly ball, left field, and that is gone. Carson Kelly with a blast makes it 5-0. And the Cubs continue to have hit the most homers in the month of August.
Yeah, you can add one more to that tally, Boog.
By 10.
It's up to 43 now, and they go back to back. So Taylor Clark comes out of that bullpen throwing a little gas on the fire. This home run is brought to you by Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Strength you can trust. Breaking open what was a close game. It's number 8 for Carson.
Got to feel good for Carson Kelly, who's had a good solid year behind the plate. 1-1 to PCA, and the pitch, and an awkward swing that time. 0-2. So here in the 6th, the Cubs have scored 3 times thanks to a couple of homers. Scooped in the air to left field. Kepler makes the catch. And PCA retired. Insurance runs brought to you by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and people strategy partner.
Thought you were laying out.
Here in the bottom of the 6th, Kevin Gausman back at it. All Cubs as they lead it 5-0. And Ildemaro Vargas takes a strike. Gosman's been sharp. It feels like he's leaned a bit more on the fastball here tonight.
Definitely early, right? He's pounding that fastball early. There's another one. He's had good life, 94, 95. He's been able to get the jump with it on a lot of these Diamondback hitters. Well, there you go. For the season, he's a little over 50% heater tonight. 2/3 of his pitch is the fastball.
In the air out towards right center. PCA can't come up with it. Suzuki backing him up and quickly gets it in. It'll be a single.
A good work by Suzuki to provide support over there, so PCA able to lay out to try to make the circus catch. He comes up a little bit short, but no harm as Sea's right there to back him up.
So the leadoff man is on as Vargas aboard, and now Ryan Waldschmidt.
Challenge. Carson Kelly is remarkably good at this.
Wow.
Call is overturned.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Man, you're not kidding.
He was drawing his arm back to make the throw back, and then when he heard the call made, he immediately tapped his helmet.
That one will push off foul.
When we were kids, we used to play a game in the driveway. We didn't have enough guys to get together a game, and we played pitcher catcher umpire. So one guy would pitch, one guy would catch, and the other guy would umpire. And you had to, strike out the side, and then you'd rotate. We didn't have video games back in the day, so we had to make our own fun.
Welcome in Budweiser broadcast booth for 150 years. This Bud's for you, Boog and JD. I don't think I ever played pitcher catcher umpire. I mean, we had to be our own umpire.
Yeah. Well, this is just like you only had 3 guys, and
Yeah.
you try to figure out, and you had 3, so you just do your windup, make the pitch. It's good. It was really a great way to practice pitching. That was the real value in it. Nobody said go out there and practice your pitching. We found ways to play just different games depending on the number of people you had. You had to figure something out. We had another game we played in the backyard that was great fun. It was called Tag Up. This could be like a 3-man game.
Mm-hmm.
So the runner would go over and he'd stand next to the bushes. And the outfielder would throw the ball up on Mrs. Aubrey's garage.
Right.
And it'd bounce off the garage, catch it, and then this guy would tag and run, and you'd throw the ball to the catcher. So it was just one play at the plate after another.
I love that.
Yeah.
High fly ball out towards center field. PCA makes the grab. And Mrs. Aubrey's garage, is it tough to deal with, or?
Well, the whole key is you just had to make sure you didn't throw it over the top.
Right.
And then you'd have to work your way all the way around the neighbor and go in the other side to retrieve the ball. But it was a good tennis ball game. Rubber ball.
Corbin Carroll now. Ball and no strikes. Carroll a walk and a couple of steals, but was left stranded in the 4th. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. Kevin Gausman has held the Diamondbacks to just 2 hits. Outside corner.
Yeah, and I don't know if this was that was a little bit outside. If this was kind of scouting report on the Diamondback hitters to go fastball heavy like this, or if it just came out of the pen feeling really good about the heater, let's establish it and go until they start to square it up, and they really haven't. So no real change for him to make an adjustment along on the fly. kind of taking it to these Diamondback hitters, imposing his will.
One-two in there, got him looking, and Corbin Carroll frozen at the plate. Kevin Gausman, 6 shutout innings here tonight. The Cubs lead at 5-zip.
As we continue to look at the 150th anniversary team, we take a look at the outfielders that made the cut. Hall of Famers Dawson, Williams, Wilson. Sammy Sosa, of course, is going to be on that list. Fonzie, Hank Sauer. Don't sleep on Andy Pafko. Ian Happ sneaking up on Hank Sauer in the all-time Cubs home run list. He's just a couple behind Hank. And Jose Cardinal.
My mom got a perm. I was like 11 when I called her Jose Cardinal. Dre Jamison. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
Just 17 1/3 innings for Jamison. Over 11 ball games. You know, another guy you could put on that list, Phil Cavarretta. Ooh. An outstanding career with the Cubs. Chicago guy, too.
The 1-2.
Phil went to Lane Tech.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Suzuki hits this in the air to center. Waldschmidt back and makes the catch.
Join the Cubs Charities Race to Wrigley 5K presented by AbbVie on Sunday, September 20th. Run through Lakeview, hit the Wrigley Field warning track, and cross the finish line by the iconic marquee. Register today at Cubs.com/race.
Michael Busch at the plate. Busch 0 for 2 of the walk. Ooh.
Yeah, the movement. I think that was the straight change. He loves his slider. He throws his slider over 40% of the time. That was a change up they were trying to go away with. He pulled it a little bit, but it caught the inside corner.
Jamison listening in now, says yes.
Pretty fancy belt he's wearing, Boog.
Yeah, he's got a matching motif.
Yeah.
The spikes as well.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to match your belt to your shoes, so
that's a Lisa Simpson rent is due every day. Yeah. You know what? More Simpsons. Three and 2 to Busch. Michael pops it up foul. This guy was their first round pick a while back. It was in 2019. At Ball State. Fouled into and then out of the mitt of Moreno.
That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. He's showing a good tight slider and a changeup.
Three and two now. And Bush spoils that one.
Started his college career as an outfielder and a DH. He was clocked running a 60-yard dash in 6.28 seconds. That's really fast. He once beat Corbin Carroll in a foot race.
Really? And Bush will take the walk. So with one out, a man aboard. He beat Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Where does it say it?
Well, MLB.com, where I think they probably, I don't know if this will be out of their Diamondback media guide. It says here, a natural competitor. He once beat Corbin Carroll, teammate Corbin Carroll, in a foot race at Instructional League Camp in 2020 at Salt Rivers Field.
How about that?
Stick, yeah.
Okay. Bregman lines that one into left, and it's a base hit. First hit of the night for Alex. And now there's two aboard with one out here in the top of the seventh.
And he swung the bat well here tonight. Last time up, he popped up to the first baseman. First two times up, he hit the ball hard, and finally gets rewarded for the hard contact here this time.
Bregman has been working so hard on making sure that he's not flying open, making sure those hips stay closed. 2 on, 1 out. The 1-0. Rip right field. That's going to be a fair ball. That will get into the corner. Bush around third, and he's coming in to score. And stopping at third is Bregman. Ian Happ laces an RBI double, and the Cubs add on. It's 6-0.
Well, a lot of slugging going on here tonight. A couple of home runs. That's 1, 2, 3, at least 3 doubles, a triple. And he was buggy with that one, trying to get in on him. Whack.
And now an opportunity for Nico Horner, who asks for time. So Happer with a couple of hits here in this one. Cubs 6 runs, 9 hits. Diamondbacks no runs, 2 hits. We're in the 7th. Fly ball right field. Carroll back some more, and he makes the catch. Tagging from third and coming in to score is Bregman. Happ will tag as well. Nico a sacrifice fly. It's 7-0.
Well, normally I don't see Nico drive the ball that far in the air the other way. He scorched that ball. Carroll was relatively shallow, had to really scramble back on this one. It's a little late adjustment, but an easy sac fly for Nico.
Now the batter now, Pedro Ramirez. JD, the Cubs since the 3rd inning yesterday, if you do the math,
yeah,
it's 26-0. Just saying. It's a lot to a little.
Yeah, you know, you do that, you're gonna win a lot of ball games, Boog.
Now the 1-1. Bounce towards first. Tawa.
We love a run differential, folks. Back for more of that on the flip side of this break. Marquee Sports Network, 80% accurate, but 100% accurate. The Cubs lead by a lot. Well, the Cubs lead 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and take a look at the Cubs dugout. Riley Martin, Gavin Hollowell, Phil Maton, some of the guys you see out there who are in Arizona rehabbing because they're currently on the injured list. Justin Steele, Ben Brown amongst that group, and both of them progressing nicely. They both had live bullpens on Friday, and both of them will continue that progression tomorrow. So we caught up with Justin Steele here today. He's feeling really good. For him, he believes there's probably 2 more live bullpens before he goes out on a rehab assignment. So you're thinking tomorrow and then one at the end of the week, and then he's hopeful to be out on a rehab assignment. Now, it would take several weeks for him to get back into game shape, but then Ben Brown probably needs just tomorrow, and then the hope and plan is for him to join the Cubbies on their way back to Chicago, and then from there he will go on a rehab assignment. So he's closer and could be a potential huge boost to this staff, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, focus on Ben Brown for a second, and what role does he take on when he rejoins the team? Bregman handles that chance as Moreno retired.
Yeah, he could be a real X factor. Start thinking about the postseason, and
yeah, I think you begin with thinking of him as a reliever, and then you sort of see how it goes, right?
Yeah, but I mean, immediately you think, well, that's tough. He could be a good late game, high leverage arm, and for sure, yes. But also even piggybacking as a starter or coming in behind a lefty and giving you 3, maybe 4 innings out of the pen. Because you play the game and you start to try to anticipate what a Cubs postseason rotation would look like. It's hard to know, right? Because all the starters are kind of in the same bucket in terms of what your expectations are.
Up the middle, but Horner was waiting there, and Perdomo retired. Kevin Gausman cruising here tonight. There hasn't been a ton of hard contact, and in that case, when there was, on the ground and a defender waiting in the right spot.
I went back and looked at his game log. He faced the Diamondbacks back in April, and he threw over 60% fastballs in that outing too. I don't know if this is just, this is what worked last time, so let's try it again. This is a really reassuring start from Kevin here tonight after a couple of rough ones.
Yeah, it makes you feel a lot better. There's no doubt. You're talking about a guy who's a veteran at 35 years old.
I mean, you could turn that pitch clock off. I mean, he's just getting it and going.
No question. Big time tempo. Check swing and a pitch in the dirt didn't go. Only 3 hard hit balls off of Gausman here tonight, so that's certainly a good sign. And he has struck out 6. Back up the middle, that's hard hit.
Jinx.
Sorry. Kepler aboard.
Got a little leather on it. That big old glove he's got.
13 inches, the maximum. And that's what he's got. For a position player, except for a catcher. That one hit high and deep, but foul. Popped up. Kelly and Bregman sprinting in and makes the catch as he dodges Carson Kelly's helmet. Gausman 7 shutout innings, and the Cubs with the lead. Top 8 Cubs lead it 7-0. And Michael Conforto at the plate. A walk, a double, and a mammoth 2-run homer. Trey Jameson back at it.
How far did it fly? Brought to you by American Airlines. We look at the Conforto home run. It came with a man aboard back in the 6th. He just crushed that ball. 431 feet. Score your next flight at AA.com.
I'd say meatballs for everyone, right?
It's all about the meatballs. Yeah. You know, they freeze too. You could freeze up a batch of those meatballs and send them to the boys.
Yeah, no doubt.
Warm them up in the kitchen there at Wrigley.
Going to Conforto. It's down and away.
We're assigning tasks to Michael's 90-year-old grandmother.
Yeah.
Hey, get to work. We need you.
We need the meatballs. Fouled away, 1-2. Conforto with a dozen homers now. Line drive into right field. That's a base hit.
Have a night.
All right, JD, how about third baseman on the 150th anniversary team? Of course, Ronnie Santo, that's where it starts. KB, MVP, Rookie of the Year, part of the World Series championship team. Stan Hack and Aramis went into the Cubs Hall of Fame a few years back.
It's a good group there, Boog.
Yeah, no doubt.
Third base position. That was I think the voters did a great job with that position.
Carson Kelly swings and misses a homer his last time up. I did double check after 12 pitches. He said he is available tonight.
Carson's good, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how big of a blowout it was last night that the Cubs used a position player in a winning game. You almost never see that.
Line drive caught. Perdomo. And Conforto back to the base. All right, let's check out our shortstops for this anniversary team. The great Ernie Banks, Javi, Dunston, and Joe Tinker, the group. But it begins with Ernie.
Yeah, obviously Ernie, one of the greatest of all time. Tinker of Tinker to Evers to Chance. A fabled double play combo. You know, Don Kessinger, another guy, another shortstop that had a great run with the Cubs.
How many All-Star appearances?
He made six All-Star teams, a couple Gold Gloves. He and Glenn Becker out there in the middle of the diamond for years. PCA has not joined the party tonight. 0 for 4 so far.
Line drive ripped, foul.
Phillies winning streak is on the line. They've won by, I believe, 9 in a row. They're up in Seattle and they trail the Mariners 8-2. They erased a big deficit to come back and win their game yesterday. They enter play tonight, 2 games behind the Cubs for the top wild card spot. Ooh, Zach Wheeler got roughed up tonight, Boog. 4 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, all earned. He walked 5.
2-2. I mean, that certainly is a team when you think of Luzardo, Wheeler,
Sanchez.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nolan's been a little bit better lately, too.
2-2. Outside.
And so you play that if the season ended today.
Right.
That would be the matchup. The Cubs would be hosting the Phillies.
Yep.
In wild card round.
Three and two, 1 out, man at first. Little roller. Jamison.
Wow.
And they get PCA. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was a big time play. We talked about his athleticism last inning on full display here. I mean, a pitcher going after this ball with PCA going down the line. He's going to be safe on this play 99% of the time, but Jamison, so athletic, I think it's a lot on that throw.
Steadied himself, kind of dropped his arm angle a little bit and fired a dart over there. That in for a strike.
Do you think he wears number 99 because he can throw the fastball 99 miles per hour?
It feels a wild thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamison sets 1-2. Popped up Tawa. And out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It is all Cubs here in Arizona. Back here at Chase Field. And new pitcher into the game is Ryan Zephyr-John. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
A hard-throwing right-hander on for the 53rd time. This will be his 8th appearance in a Cub uniform after coming over in a trade at the deadline. 6 innings with the Cubs. 5 earned runs allowed. Still trying to settle in here with his new club.
Diamondbacks have 3 hits here tonight. Tawa's got 1 of them. Popped up foul. That's going to get out of play.
Yeah, he singled on what appeared to be a hanging slider from Kevin Gausman to lead off the 3rd inning. And they got picked off. Kevin punched out the next 2 to get out of the inning. One of a few mistakes that Gausman made here tonight.
The 1-2. Two and two. Zephyr-John ready and fires. High fly ball down the right side, but foul. Tim Tawa has been their guy at first base. They haven't gotten a ton of production out of the first base spot this year. 2-2. On the ground, Horner takes it in and throws him out. JD, good stuff tonight from Gausman.
Yeah, it's quality start and is brought to you by National Car Rental. Speed, control, winning, confidence. Well, you love those numbers. 7 innings, 3 hits, scoreless. He struck out 6, walked only 1, 94 pitches. Second time he's managed to throw a quality start with the Cubs in his 4 outings.
Now one in for a strike to Ildemaro Vargas.
Cubs face the Diamondbacks at Wrigley at the end of April, beginning of May. The Cubs swept that 3-game set. Vargas was tearing it up. He hit like 370 first month of the season. And everybody was wondering what is going on with Vargas. Is this sustainable? And he was slugging too. Numbers have dropped off dramatically, but overall he's put up a good solid major league season. Played really good defensively.
Back to the mound, Zephyr John will underhand, and there are 2 outs. Cubs lead at 7-0. 7 runs on 10 hits. And here tonight they got the early RBI triple from Pedro Ramirez. And an RBI double from Seiya Suzuki in the 6th. They got a 2-run homer from Conforto, a solo homer from Carson Kelly. And then they added 2 more in the 7th inning. Hap the RBI double and Nico a sac fly. That's the 3rd backhanded Bregman. And good to see a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Zephyr John. We'll head to the 9th here in Arizona. All right, how about the first baseman on the 150th anniversary Cub team? And Frank Chance, Mark Grace, Derek Lee, and Anthony Rizzo. I get to see Gracie tonight. He brought us cookies.
Yeah, I got to break the news to him. He's doing a pre and post game here for the Diamondbacks, and I went on with them, and I said, "Hey, Gracie, breaking news! You made the team.
That's
150th
cool.
anniversary team." Yeah, he was very pleased. He's out there. He is.
There he is.
Michelle Godwin out there, keeping the ship in order. Gracie had more hits in the decade of the 90s than anybody.
On the ground, hard hit, but right at Vargas, who takes it in, and Bush retired.
This is Juan Burgos. He's pitched twice for the Diamondbacks this year. That was earlier. He was just called up today. Mitch Bratt, who taking a turn in the rotation, was demoted. So as I mentioned earlier, it was a 10-man bullpen for Torey Lovullo here tonight. Got some guys that have been pretty busy here lately, so I'm sure he appreciates the reinforcements. Good pitching matchup tomorrow. Clay Holmes for the Cubs, Brandon Pfaadt for the Diamondbacks. Pfaadt's been a good story for them.
No doubt. Diamondbacks, like the Cubs, a pretty good defensive team. The Cubs certainly better than pretty good, but Diamondbacks play good defense. Two and one on Alex Bregman, who's 1 for 4. 2-2.
Alex is going to challenge this one. Very similar to the last one. He thought about challenging the previous one. This time he said, let's go for it.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Wow. I mean, it's a strike by it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good challenge. Ninth inning, you've got 2 left.
You don't get to keep them. Popped up Vargas. All right, so check this out. So Bregman turns around. My bad.
But not really, because Lance Barrett was vindicated. And I understand the sentiment from Alex in a 7-0 game. You know. But you don't want to give away an at-bat.
I also think you don't want to give away an at-bat. I also think that even the guys that challenge a ton, they don't get to challenge that much. I think it's something you're constantly kind of, for lack of a better word, practicing.
Yeah, good point. Plus, you want affirmation of if your idea of the strike zone is right.
No question. Yeah, there have been 8 challenges in this game. Carson Kelly 4 for 4, including 1 as a hitter. Burgos wanted that.
And he was right.
He was correct. He started to do the walk off and shimmy towards the dugout. Happ waits and reaching, lifts that in the air. Right field, Corbin Carroll. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the D-backs. 7-0 Cubs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our game summary, and it is brought to you by Wintrust. Kevin Gausman, 7 scoreless innings here tonight. First time this year he's able to do that, 7 or more. Meanwhile, Cubs got the scoring started. Pedro Ramirez, the RBI triple. Seiya Suzuki, and then Conforto and Kelly go back-to-back in the 6th. And the Cubs will turn it over to Caleb Thielbar.
But a dominant performance from the Cubs, both on the mound and in the batter's box here tonight. Caleb on for the 48th time. 39 2/3 innings, a 5.22 ERA. So takes one more peek at his card. As we get ready to attack Jose Fernandez, who's pinch hitting for Lars Nootbaar. So we're denied our bar matchup.
I'm gonna have to talk to Torey Lovullo about that. Yeah. I mean, have some feel, right?
Could have been a big moment.
Yeah. We're going to deprive the people of Thielbar versus Nootbaar. And a line drive and a base hit out into left center field. Fernandez with a pinch hit single.
Just the 4th hit for the Diamondbacks here tonight. All singles. As a matter of fact, they've only had 1 man reach scoring position tonight. A good swing off the bench here by Fernandez. Corbin Carroll back in the 4th, walk, stole 2nd, stole 3rd, was stranded there. And unless my scorecard is lying to me, he was the only Diamondback to reach scoring position tonight.
Jim, you're right. Line drive out into left field. Happ sliding, and Ian makes a great catch. Throw back towards first, and they're not able to double off Fernandez. Excellent play there by Ian Happ.
Yeah, I'm going to put a Dwayne Kuiper red exclamation point on that one in my scorebook. Sinking line drive. This is the trajectory of a ball. A lot of times we'll get hung up in the lights here, but looked like Ian had a good beat on it the whole way.
Yeah, now Gabby Moreno with 1 out and a man at first. 7-0 Cubs. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Moreno 0 for 3. He's flied to center, popped to first, and grounded to third.
Still hitting better than 300. Just a handful of guys in the league that can make that claim.
They got Moreno and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in the deal from the Blue Jays for Dalton Varsho. It was back in December of 2022. Varsho's had trouble staying on the field, but he's been a pretty valuable player with the power and the defense.
He's an Astro now.
Yeah. I believe a free agent to be.
There are 8 players. There were 8 players coming into play tonight in Major League Baseball batting 300 or better.
Tell me.
Well, Luis Arraez, of course, he's always near the top of that list. Jordan Alvarez, Chandler Simpson, Lopez, Diaz, Nick Gonzalez, Moreno, and Freddie Freeman.
Lifted to right. Suzuki waits. And there are 2 outs.
You know, we've made a point over the many years to point out that batting average can be an overrated statistic. It's not the best way to evaluate a hitter, but it still matters, right?
No doubt.
So that was kind of fun. You know, that used to be the threshold to talk about a lot of 300 hitter.
Well, think about what a big deal it is now to hit 300 when the big league average is 244.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're hitting 300, you're 56 points above big league average. That one fouled off at the plate. Still to come at the conclusion of our game. Cubs post-game live. Cole Wright, Elise Menaker, and Lance Brozdowski standing by, sitting by, waiting ably.
And back in 2001, Boog, there were 46 qualified hitters that batted 300 or better.
The 1-2.
It's just gotten harder and harder to hit.
Yeah.
With all the velocity that's in the game now. And talented bullpen arms.
And then just also the amount of guys that you're asked to face, right? That Rolodex has to be huge. A swing and a foul at the plate, and they'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't know if it's most nights, but you know, pretty high percentage of the nights you're going to get 2 at bats against the starter, and then you won't get 2 at bats against any of the bullpen arms typically.
Yeah, so if you're a regular player, most nights you're going to get 2 at bats against one guy and then a single plate appearance against 2 other guys. Yeah. 3-2.
And there's a pretty good chance those 2 other guys are throwing 98 miles per hour.
Yeah. Field bar ready, 3-2. And Perdomo able to spoil that one.
As we contemplate the 3-star selection for tonight's game.
Wait, there's a 3-star selection?
Yeah, there's now.
Okay.
Sponsored by me. I'm leaning Gausman, but Conforto is definitely on there.
That one up the middle. Ramirez able to stop it, gets up and safe at first.
A sparkling play by Ramirez, but a base hit nonetheless for Perdomo. His first knock, and the Diamondbacks stay alive. Pedro Ramirez is going to be my 3rd star.
So Pedro's the 3rd star. Yeah. What about star number 2?
Conforto, I think.
Okay.
And then Gausman.
And then Gausman.
Yeah.
Jordan Lawler now. Lawler, for the longest time, their top prospect. He's fought through injuries. A shortstop by trade. They've converted him to center field.
Oh, no, Carson.
No.
That's 2 outs in the 9th. We do not need that at this point in the proceedings.
That is just straight up.
He's a home run.
Yeah.
That's been going so well. He's catching a beautiful game.
Oh, no.
It's a metaphor for life right there. Everything's going along nicely, and wham.
That is just straight up the Mr. Mom. Can I have a moment to myself, please? Foul ball, and it's 1-2. For Lawler, I'm pretty sure he made his big league debut at Wrigley Field. Yep. September 7th, 2023. The 1-2. It was their first round pick, 6th overall back in 2021. And this is just his 154th big league at bat, spread over 3 different seasons. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2. Line to left, Happ is there. Ball game. And the Cubs win. JD, real quick, how about your 3 stars of the game?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin Gausman. Boy, he was outstanding here tonight. 7 innings scoreless. And Michael Conforto riding the wave of Granny's meatballs, has a big night at the plate. And Pedro Ramirez as well. He's done such a nice job filling in at second base with Dansby down and Nico having to slide over. Pedro triple single tonight, drove in a run, scored a run. So good job, fellas.
Those are Jim DeShay's 3 stars of the game, sponsored by him. Cubs take the opener of this 3-game set. For JD, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, the Cubs win it 7-0. Tomorrow, game 2, Clay Holmes, Brandon Pfaadt, your scheduled starters. Coverage begins at 7:30. Up next, Cubs post-game live. Cole Wright, Elise Menaker, Lance Brozdowski. Cole, take it away.
Thank you very much. The 2nd largest margin of victory